Choosing a topic is an exciting part of the speech writing process. However, for new speakers, I find that it can also be an overwhelming aspect, partly because some of us have so many ideas we don't know how to narrow it down. And for other people, it's because they feel like they don't have anything worth sharing. So over the next couple of days, as we practice choosing different topics and throughout this semester, I hope that you can become more comfortable using a couple of key steps to help you find balance between topics that are interesting and exciting for you and what's needed for your audience. Keep in mind that every good speech topic should find balance between those two things. What are your expertise levels and what does the audience really need to hear at this time? So first thing, consider you as a speaker. What topics are interesting to you? What values or beliefs do you have? Now keep in mind that for most speeches outside of this class, you're going to be told what your topic is when you're asked to give the speech. Whether that's a church setting or a funeral or maybe it's a graduation ceremony. Typically, we are given topics when somebody asks us to give a speech. However, you often have the ability to pull in your specific style, what specific twist or turn you have on the speech topic. So pick something that you're interested in, because if you're not interested in it, it's not likely that you're going to be able to get your audience to be interested in it either. Use these next few slides to think through what things are interesting to you and what your abilities are. Go ahead and take your moment and work through them slowly. Pause the video and look at each slide and answer the questions as you think through what sort of topics you might want to talk about this semester. Remember that the second part of a good speech topic is the audience. Just because you are excited about something or passionate or even good at something doesn't mean that that's what the audience needs in that moment. Often we see what we call toxic topics. These are times when the speaker chooses something that maybe they're overzealous about, they have too much passion for, and it comes across maybe as condescending when they're speaking, or maybe it sounds like they're being judgmental to their audience. So be sure to pick a topic where you're not going to offend anybody, where you're not going to overpromise anything, something that fits the audience needs. You should also be careful to find an appropriate scope for your topic. So scope is basically how much you can or can't see. You can think about the scope of a telescope. As you zoom in or zoom out, it changes how much you can see. Right? So broad scopes are sometimes good, but you can't cover a broad topic in an 8-minute speech. So you need to narrow down your focus to talk about something specific. Here are some examples. If I were to say, today I want to talk about the history of hip hop, that's way too broad. Even in an hour-long lecture, you couldn't get through all of that. However, you could talk about a very specific era of hip hop history. Okay? So as you're thinking through topics, think, what can I get through in an adequate amount of time? Then go ahead and start researching. We are later on in the semester we're going to talk about the ethics of doing research, and I'm going to show you how to do it. But for now, just do some general informal research where you are thinking through and studying the topics that are interesting to you. And don't commit yourself to a topic too early. You may find when doing research that you learn things that make you not like that topic anymore, or maybe even make you disagree with that topic. So as you're doing research, leave your mind open and flexible to new ideas. Never forget the value in working with other people. Just because you are the speaker doesn't mean you have to do everything on your own. You can prepare by connecting with other people. Run your ideas past them, get their thoughts. You might even reach out to some of the audience members. And in the past, what I have done is I have reached out to the person who has asked me to speak, and I've shared with them a few of my thoughts and asked them what they thought was most appropriate. That helps me to balance my expertise and my skills with what the audience is asking of me. So throughout this semester, every speech, I'm going to ask you to come up with 2 potential topics for it. That is to practice coming up with speech ideas. Then you'll choose one of the 2 after I approve them, and that's what you will give your speech on this semester.